Hey there, this is John Chen. I'm the author of Engaging Virtual Meetings. I'm the producer of the TechLearn 2021 Virtual Conference coming up October 25th to 29th. And so welcome to TechLearn Tips. Today, our guest is Chris King, and Chris King is going to be speaking at TechLearn 2021. And today, he's going to share one tip from that session that will help you create some more impactful training. Let's bring in Chris King. All right, Chris, we're going to have a dance contest here for TechLearn Tips, and you're definitely now in the running.
Fair enough. Thanks, John. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Chris. So tell me, Chris, where do you hail from? Where are you calling in from?
Yeah, so I'm in Arlington, Virginia, right outside of Washington, D.C.
Love Virginia, love the East Coast. Haven't traveled in a little while, so I miss you. But let me check this out. So you have a talk coming up at TechLearn, and it's called The Secret Sauce for Extending Your Training Beyond the Classroom. So tell us a little bit more about that. Give us one of the tips about your sauce.
John, I'm going to have to get you to give me a soundbite of you saying the title, and I will play that at the beginning of my session.
Done.
So here's my tip for everybody. The order that we teach things is so important because the way people use the material we teach them is the way we teach them. So if that's not the way they use it on the job, it's causing problems. So if you'll let me geek out a little bit on some neuroscience here.
Yeah.
So working memory encodes stuff into mental models that we then put into our long-term memory. And then when we retrieve things from our long-term memory, it comes back into our working memory in that mental model shape. That shape is the way we learn it the first time. So John, let me ask you, what's the 8th letter of the alphabet?
Oh, geez. Now, so this is probably how I have to do it old school, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H.
H, that's right. That's exactly right. That's how you learned it. And I'll bet you if you're not under pressure right now, you might have even sung the song, because that's how we learn the alphabet, right? And but if I'm asking you instead, John, tell me if the 3rd letter of the alphabet from the back of the alphabet.
X.
Okay, good. But you had to think about that, didn't you? Because you didn't learn the alphabet from backwards to forwards. You learned it from front to back instead. And so your mental model is encoded in a way so that when you retrieve it into your working memory, you are having to use it the way you learned it. And so if you aren't teaching people the way they're going to use the material that you're teaching them, you're making it hard for them. The United States Marine Corps has a saying, you train like you fight because you fight like you train. And that is exactly what I'm talking about here. The order we teach things is important because it's the order that we remember things. So if you are structuring your training in a way that is efficient for you and for the way you structure your facilitator guides, it may not be helping out the people that are actually using their stuff back on the job. So just think about that.
This is really cool because I think a lot about what I call syntax, right? And syntax is sometimes you stack I like to stack things too, so that you use a training and you master that, and then use a training and then do this and that and this and that and that and that. Right? And that's sometimes how I see it. So this is akin to syntax, like ordering things specifically for the user, right?
Exactly. And how many times have you sat through a technical training on some software and the trainer says, let's go through all the menus across the top. And, 20 minutes into that, you're like, I have no idea what's going on here. And I have no idea how to use the software because they're not teaching you the way you're going to use it. And so again, syntax is a good way to put it. It's the way you order things, and the way you order things needs to be the way people are going to use.
Well, Chris, I have the best joke that I usually use with officers. Are you ready?
Yes.
Do the alphabet backwards. Ready? A, B, C.
Nice.
That's all I got for you. All right, you can catch. Thank you so much, Chris, for that amazing tip. Hopefully, people, if you are training people, think about the sequence and not from your point of view, but your audience/learner's point of view. Right, Chris?
That's correct. Look for your performers. Teach them the way they're going to use it.
Okay, and Chris, here's the real final question. Ketchup or mustard?
Ketchup.
Oh, ketchup. All right. Team ketchup. All right. Thank you, Chris. Chris, again, is going to be teaching at, he's going to be speaking at TechLearn, which has over 130 learning experiences, all for $595. And by the way, if that's too much, I understand it's the internet and blah, 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 pandemic. Register now at techlearnconference.com. Use the discount code CHEN, Charlie, Hector, Enigma, Nigeria, and you'll save $100. Plus, you're going to get a free copy of my book. That's $129 free. And you'll see Chris, who's going to be having ketchup with fries and me there. We'll see you next time.